welcome back to Red Glasses Talks. The title of the day is, Are You Remembering True Success? Joshua chapter number 1 through 9. We've been reflecting on this for a number of weeks, but let me just read a couple verses that deal with this whole subject of success. Verse number 6, chapter number 1, Joshua. Be strong and brave, for you will be a successful leader of the people. Then down to the last part of verse number 7, Moses gave you the law, or for us the Bible. If you are careful to obey every one of them, you will be successful in everything you do. And then at the end of verse 8, for only then will you be successful and succeed. So it's talking about, and we're going to talk more about this again, we're going to come back at it, knowing the Word of God for us, living the Word of God, doing what it says by His grace, knowing we won't do it perfectly, but knowing that how He helps us to become like His Son, Romans 8:29, is as He lives in us, He takes His Word and He absolutely takes it and changes us from the inside out. So let's take a look at this whole subject of success. How would you define success for you? How would you know whether you are being successful or not? What are your criteria for being successful? I believe basically there are only two kinds of success. Number one is the world's kind of success, apart from Jesus, apart from His truth, the Word of God. And number two, God's idea of success as it's revealed in the Word of God and primarily lived out in the person of Jesus. So I think most people, and I really believe this is true, I don't think people intentionally want to be unsuccessful. Whether it's as a person, in a career, as a parent, as a husband or a wife, or whatever it is. So let's take a look at these two different perspectives. The world's view of success, first of all. A guy named Paul Tripp, a great writer that I love all of his works, says much of how we define and how the world defines success is narcissistic. In other words, it's all about me. It's what I want. It's the pleasure that I seek. It's all about me. It's turned in on the self. And also, Tripp says in one of his devotional writings, he says, but what is success? Is it judged by the size of your house, the prominence of your friends, the success of your career, the power of your position, the size of the pile of your possessions, the perfection of your physical beauty, the breadth of your knowledge, or the list of your achievements, and on the list goes. So John Huffman, one of my friends from years past and a great preacher and teacher, said this: God is not in the business of tummy tucks and nose jobs or of making life easy. I'll never forget years ago leading a study with about 10 Delta airline flight attendants, and one of the ladies came up to me afterwards, a flight attendant. She said, would you be praying about something? I'm having surgery. And I said, what, beautiful lady. She said, well, it's my nose. She said, oh, I can breathe fine, but she said, it's slightly crooked and it just drives me crazy. Well, I would have liked to have told her, but it wasn't my place to do that. You're a beautiful lady. You don't need anything done to your nose. But anyway, that was her deal. But all of these things that are about me, these quickly, over time, pass away. So what's God's view of success? Well, God is in the business of helping us, number one, to become like Jesus. Romans 8:29 says, be conformed to the image of Christ. Translated, become like Jesus. That's His goal for us. Number two, helping us to allow His priorities to shape us, to become our priorities. Matthew 22:37-39, Jesus said, you want to know the overall biggest priorities, what matters most? Love God, love your neighbor like you love yourself. He said, this is it. Here's another one, helping us to be a servant of the Most High King. If you want to find fulfillment, get your eyes off of you, get them on Him, and get them on the things that matter most, His priorities, and give yourself away to people, to serve people for His sake. Also, He wants us to help others in their pain, when things are difficult, and those who are separated from God, those who don't know Him and need to hear what He's done for them by living, dying, rising from the dead. Here's more. He's offering us amazing, eternal things of value. Listen to this. His forgiveness. That's success, being forgiven. How about His freedom? You know, you can know Christ and have a relationship with Him, but still not be free. You can still be in prison. And we'll talk about that at another time. He offers us His presence, His power, a clean conscience through His forgiveness, a certain hope of heaven someday, fulfilling purpose in life, something that will motivate us and get us up in the morning ready to go. These things, you ready? Never pass away. So you choose. What kind of success are you going to go after? The world's view of success, the world's way of success, which passes away quickly, or God's view of success, which is eternal? You think about that.